Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to transform yourself into a Skull Trooper from Fortnite. So before we jump into it, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and you can also hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And if you guys are interested in seeing this look, then keep watching. Starting out with my toner, I'm just wiping away any debris left on my face so that we can have a clean area to work with. The moisture left over on my brows from the toner just really helps to thin out the glue, allowing you to build up layers without it getting all clumpy. Now I'm going right in with that bald cap to hide my hair. Since I'm not going out in this look, I'm not going to bother sealing it from behind, so instead I'm just going to tie my hair back in a ponytail. But there are so many tutorials on applying bald caps, so you guys should be fine. For safety reasons, you should really trim this before you put it on, but I'm just a rebel, I guess. Or an idiot. Now I'm going in with some spirit gum to attach the cap to my head. After applying it, you're going to want to wait a few minutes for it to get tacky before laying the edges of the cap. After the bald cap's attached, you're going to want to go in with some liquid latex to hide that crease line where the bald cap meets your head. This just fills in that divider line and gives you a smooth transition. Now it's on to the fun part. It's time to paint. I'm using the MAC Chroma Cake paint in the shade White as the base for his skull. These are water activated paints, but I found that using Fix Plus by MAC just gives it a little more pigmentation than just water alone. I'm using a small brush for this to minimize streaking. Streaking. I'm going in with the black eyeshadow first to map out where I want the skull to be. For the eyes, if you look close enough, they're not completely round. It's almost like a rounded off upside down triangle. So it's wider at the top and more narrow at the bottom. His nose is a lot wider than mine, so I'm just exaggerating the size a little bit. Now for the teeth, I started mapping them out using eyeshadow, but I was finding it a lot harder to get a really thin line on top of my lips, so I just went in with an ink liner to make life easier. Then it's on to the hollows of his mouth and shading the bone structure. The hollows of his mouth are half circles, and the contour is almost like a caved-in triangle. His eyebrows are also an extended triangle shape with that inner half curved and cut off at a slant. So just make sure that the slant is pointing away from your eye. Now we're filling in his brows with the light gray from the Mayor on Paradise palette. I hope that explaining these in shape form is more helpful than confusing. I just know for me, I find it easier to draw something if I associate it with a shape. I guess it just kind of takes the pressure off. Then I'm jumping back in with my black eyeshadow to add a little shading to map out his thermal headliner. So this curves around the front of the head, it comes to a point, then curves down the sides of the face to meet the underneath. Going in with the black shade of the Chroma Cake collection, I'm just filling in all those hollowed out areas of the face, which are the eyes, the sides of the mouth, and the nose. If you look at a reference picture, these areas are more of a dark gray than a harsh black, so the black mixed with the white underneath is a perfect blend. Grabbing a black eyeliner, I'm just lining my lower lids to make the eyes pop a little more. Going back in with that eyeshadow, I'm just adding a little bit more detail and movement to that headliner. I like to add basic features, then go back and make them more detailed as I go, so that's why I'm jumping around like crazy. Here I'm just mixing black and white from the Mayor on Paradise palette to create this dark gray shade to paint on his shirt, the bandana, and his arm straps. I'm also grabbing some white from that palette to add some dimension and movement to the bandana. Once that shirt color dried, it came out a little lighter than I wanted, so I just went back in and darkened it up. And then I'm continuing with that white to highlight some wrinkles, kind of like wrinkles of the fabric in his bandana. And then I'm using black to create depth. I'm going back in with that black eyeshadow over top of all the hollowed areas. So this just adds a little bit more pigment and it gets rid of that shine that darker paints tend to have. Now it's time to draw on his ribcage. The cool thing about this is that it doesn't need to be perfect. From the looks of it, it looks like it's spray painted on top of armor, so you're kind of giving it that same effect. You might have to layer this on a few coats of the white just to make it stand out, but towards the end, I wound up using this cream crown from Ben Nye to make it pop, but use what you have. Then I'm just tying up all the loose ends by adding some extra details. I added the buckles to the shoulder straps, I'm sharpening up those crease lines in the headpiece, and I'm pretty sure I'll still be shading this bandana forever. And that's the finished look, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm trying to get more detailed in these voiceovers, so let me know if this was helpful or just super annoying. Give me a like if you didn't hate it, and subscribe to my channel. You can also hit that bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, stay creative.